Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone. Welcome and thanks for joining Facebook Live class on Communicative English. I see many of you have joined my live class right at this moment. Thank you so much for joining, dear students. Anyway, can you hear me? I think it's okay, and you are all doing well in your home. All right. Uh, so Now it's time to back to the lesson, dear students. I discussed some couple of hours about how to develop writing skills, and thus I talked about how to write a good paragraph, how to narrate and describe charts and graphs, but that was only single para description. But today I will let you show how 150 words or more words composition can be written and how, according to the methods of developing paras, can be accommodated in a long composition. As I mentioned earlier in my last classes, that our strategy of writing task is to go simple to complex. Therefore, shortly, I want to recap the topic I talked about partly. So let's back to the lesson and see what happens inside the lesson today. I want to draw the end of narrating charts and graphs and hope for going another topic in future class. Okay. So let's see what happens in today's class, today's lecture. All right, you are watching the first slide, and you see that communicative English for all technology for the students of second semester, and the subject code is 65722. First, you see the objectives. Actually, completing this course, our students will be able to develop uh, writing ability creatively. They will have a creative writing ability, and they will be able to transfer information, ideas, and knowledge, and ultimately, their communicative competence will be developed. They will be able to communicate in their workplace situation or in the real life situations, right? Okay, lesson 13, lecture 16. You see, in today's lesson, we will focus on no vocabulary phrases, new vocabulary, of course, related to graph and chart. And today we will practice describing a bar chart on divorce rate in India and Bangladesh. And of course, you'll be given a writing task that is all about the benefits of learning English online. And of course, mm, usually I suggest you uh, to practice speaking online in a group, and it helps. It will help you a lot to develop your speaking skill confidently in public. Okay, so the topic is about memorable events during pandemic. If you have any memorable events or the events that you can remember, of course you will talk about these events or this matter with your friend. Okay, or you can choose of your own. All right, viewers and students, never forget to use headphones while going to listen to my lecture. Okay. All right. Today, you see the bird chart. Perhaps this is the first time you are watching a little bit complex type of bird chart. You have seen a single bird before, but here it's not single. It has one more birds. That means you have to go compare and comparison uh, strategy. You have to apply compare and comparison study, and it is so far I guess that it is a little bit uh, complex what we practice in our last classes. Okay, so completing this lesson or completing this task, we will learn new vocabulary. We'll see an example of bird chart, a complex type of bird chart, complex type of narration, and the composition will be less or more 150 words, okay, with the multi-para. Learn answer structure. We will learn how to answer, and then we will have a model answer step by step together. Okay. So let's see what happened to the next. All right. Last few lectures I had been talking about the structure of writing. Really, what we were talking now in this task, we will apply it in different form. I mean, we applied this mm, model in a single para in our last lectures describing or narrating pie charts, bar charts. But today we will apply this structure in a long composition. I mean, this composition belong to 150 words or more words or with multi-paras. Okay, so let's see how we are going to apply the technique of writing, developing a composition, long composition. Okay, and then you see, know how to describe graphs and charts. Okay, all right. You see here the three phases that I talked about in the structure. That is introduction, overview, and feature. And let us show what the introduction, how we can make introduction, okay, and how we can make a good overview, how we can make or how we can develop a good body of the composition. Okay, so first introduction, introduce your chart to the readers in one or two sentences. Okay, of course, remember one thing, in I'm just telling you once more, that is in the last classes we developed a single para, but here we have to develop multi-para. We have to accommodate multi-para in a composition. So in the introduction part, we are not supposed to write introduction in one sentence. We have to develop introduction paragraph in uh, uh, two or three more sentences. Okay, and then overview. You see, describe some general trends and features of your chart. Simply, overview will explore the general trends of the charts, and in feature one or two, you have to develop uh, two or three more paras, okay, where you must write specific features of your chart, okay, two or three separate paragraphs to describe presented information in a clear way. Don't give your personal opinion. This is very important. And once more, I talked about this, that you have no option. You are not supposed to write your personal opinion. Okay. All right. Answer strategy. How you will answer. How you will develop the paragraph. Okay. First, you see the introduction part, and you can have a good start with this sentences. Okay, like this. The bird chart shows. Okay, you will be given a bird chart, right? You will be given a bird chart, and you will just start with the very sentence, that is, the bird chart shows or narrates dash dash blah blah blah, right? And then summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features. Of course, you have to recollect in your memory, you have to recollect, you have to summarize what is going on, what are the features are given in the charts. And then third, mention two things in your introduction. Of course, you have to mention two things: what your paragraph shows, what period of time. Okay, this is very important. What your paragraph shows and what period of time. Okay, you see. All right, in overview paragraph, simply you express general information, describe briefly, shows major trends of chart, describe to four features, narrate key features of the chart, don't describe percentage or date. This is very important. In overview paragraph, you are not supposed to write any percentage or date given there. Okay, simply you will describe the major trends and it must be short and describe two to four features. It may be two or three features. All right, narrate key features. Of course, you have to narrate the key features. I mean, key incidents, key happenings. Okay, so let's go. All right, in feature, I mean, in the body of the composition, of course, you may develop two or three more paragraphs according to the needs. Okay, if you are asked to write a guided paragraphs, suppose you are asked to write or develop a composition within 200 words. Of course, in that case, you have to develop in the feature at least three paragraphs. Otherwise, it will not cover 200 words. So in 150 words, less or more, you can conclude your composition within two or three paragraphs, right? All right. This is nothing but what we did in the last class. It's simply a recap, and I want to make a comparison what we did in the last class and what I am going to, or we are going to do, what we are going to practice today. What is the difference between the last class task and what is and today's task? Okay, as I mentioned earlier, today that we have developed a single para compositions, right? In last classes, but today we will go for developing or accommodating multi-para in one compositions. Okay, so nothing already I discussed in the last class, just to show you that what we are going to do today, what is the difference, what is the dissimilarities, what is the comparison of uh, two tasks. Okay, so go for the next. Okay, this is the task today. Divorce rates in India and Bangladesh. India and Bangladesh. You see, this color belongs to India and this color belongs to Bangladesh. Right here, we see vertical and horizontal extension, and vertically the percentages are given, and horizontally you see the year is given. So you have to see we the bar chart shows that in 2001 what was the position of Bangladesh in terms of divorce rates in India and Bangladesh, and how it fluctuates, how it increases, how it drops, how it falls, and finally what happens in 2015 from 2011. Okay, but remember one thing: the year, the name, the percentage is used here only for the purpose of uh, continuing my class. This is not the real time data, so please don't take it as an example. Okay, all right, this is the task we have to introduce, or we are going to develop, or we have developed, and let's learn. So let's see what happens here and learn how we have developed the three phases of the structure of writing or developing a composition. First, I talked that the introduction, and then actually this part is for introduction, this part is for overview, this part is for feature 1, and lastly this part is for feature 2. And let's see how we have developed according to the rules or the criteria described on the structure developing paragraph. Okay, so first of all, let me read it out. Okay, if you don't understand, please listen to me once more and try to understand. Okay, all right. The bird chart provides, here you see, it is important to mention that is, you see, uh, try to make a comparison here. We developed, in the last class, we developed a single para, right? Within the single para, we developed introduction, we developed overview, we developed description or feature. But today, it has no single para. It has how many paras are there? One, two, three, four. Four paras are here. So we have developed four paras because it is a long composition. We are asked to write or use 150 words or more composition, more words composition. So of course it needs to develop more paras. Otherwise, it would be impossible for describing it. And actually, why I am introducing this? Sometimes you are asked to write paragraph. Sometimes you are asked to write narrating something. Sometimes you are asked to narrate stories or events or incidents where you need to go to accommodate more paras. So this is the strategy how we can develop um, paragraphs in different aspects of the structure. I mean, introduction, transition, overall overview. Actually, this is called transition paragraph, and then body of the paragraph. How we can develop it. So that is the aim of my today's lecture. How we can develop multi-para composition. Okay. So let's see. The birth chart provides information about the percentages of divorces in India and Bangladesh between 2011 and 2015. Okay, as I said earlier, as I mentioned earlier, that vertically we are the chart shows the percentages are given, and horizontally you see the number of years are given. Okay, so you have to go step by step together, right? And then this is the introduction. The birth chart provides information about the percentages of divorces in India and Bangladesh between 2000 and 2015. Okay. In the structure, I discussed that some frame is uh, given. Okay, some indication, some regulations are given there. How we can develop introduction, how we can develop overview, how we can develop uh, structure. Okay, or body of the para, body of the composition, and where some rules are given. These are to do, these are not to do. Okay, so you let's see whether we apply this technique or whether we follow the rules. Okay, so overall, India in overview part paragraph, you see, overall India experienced a downward trend. Okay, you see here in terms of divorce rates at the very beginning, it was less than Bangladesh. Okay, while Bangladesh showed an upward trend. Okay, throughout the period, both countries' divorce rate had some fluctuations. Of course, there is some fluctuations. Okay, it is increase and decrease, right? And again, it goes. Again, it goes. Okay, so in terms of Bangladesh, also you see the increase and decrease, and finally it falls. Okay, so although India initially had a lower rate, it outraced Bangladesh at the end of the period. So it is given the overall idea of the picture. So overview is set. You see, it starts from the beginning and end at the end at the last. Okay, so it is given the idea how it starts and how it ends. Okay, that is called overview. And then you see from Bangladesh per divorce rate was about 45% in 2011, being higher than India's rate by approximately 8%, then it rose to almost 50% in 2012. However, the figure showed a gradual decrease to about 47% in 2013 and continued to decline steadily to the end of the period, reaching around 45% in 2014 and hitting a low point of about 37% in 2005. Okay, we are given in instruction how we can develop features and where what we can do, what we cannot. So you see the clear pictures are given, clear statistical data is given, and clear comparison shown here. And then lastly, feature 2, you see what happens here. Percentage of divorces in India was less than 40% in 2011 and it decreased in 2012, you see, when about one third of marriages in India ended with a divorce, as opposed to almost a half in Bangladesh. However, the figure experienced a steady growth during the next 2 years. It rose to approximately 39% in 2013, then increased by around 3% in 2014, and remained steady for the next year, outreaching the rate of Bangladesh. Okay, uh, dear students, my aim is to let you show the technique of describing a bar chart, complex bar chart, okay, where two things is mentioned, the percentage vertically and year horizontally. So you have to make a comparison with three things, that is percentage, year, and two countries. Okay, so you just focus on the technique I use to describe or narrate an events. Okay, that is very important. Okay, so I think that you have understand well, and if you have lacking of understanding, of course, you will just see once more and try to understand the technical part of narrating charts. Okay, and hope it will do well. Okay, for you. Okay, all right. This is my usual practice. Okay, because when we go for writing, when you go for writing a good piece of uh, art, when you're writing will be a good piece of art, of course you have to use some linkers or connectors of sequence, whether the coherence and cohesion should be maintained. And regarding this, of course you have to use these linkers in your writing task, otherwise it sounds good, it sounds bad, it looks bad. Okay, looks bad. Okay. And then vocabulary. This is our usual task. You see, in each and every lesson, we used to go for learning new vocabularies. You see, uh, as I said earlier, that vocabulary is one of the main component to become competent or to adapt for skills reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Because if you don't have enough vocabulary, you will not feel confident in public speaking. So, of course, every day you have to learn a new vocabulary, and not only that, of course, you will learn to apply it in your writing task, in your speaking task, in your speaking skills. Okay, and it will help you a lot if you learn. mm some new vocabularies every day. Okay, so try to learn this. I'm telling you the technique of knowing how you know better. Okay, you can apply technology. Of course, you have the Android phones or computers or laptops, and if you write the very words um, on Google, of course, they will give you a clear clarification. Okay, details clarification about this word. What does it mean? How it can be used in a sentence, so and so. Okay. All right, group discussion. This is a very, 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 very important part of our developing competence in communication. It will help you to become confident in speaking. Okay, so don't stop discussing matters every day, discussing events every day with your friends online. This is very easy. I think you know. I think that all of you know it. How to make a chatting group, and you can uh, talk about uh, uh, events. It's up to you. Yes, I'm just giving you an events points, but it's very informal. You can choose another events, or you can do whatever you like. You have full freedom there because it is given only to only to carry on your conversation every day, and it will help you to become fluent in speaking. Okay, so let's go for the next. All right, this is the homework, you see, and each and every day I use or I suggest you to develop a paragraph. Okay, and today this topic is a little bit different. What you have not done yet, because you have simply developed a single composition, but in today's lesson or today's task, you have to develop multi-para, or I mean, you have to write a composition less than um, more than less or more 150 words on benefits of learning English online. Okay, so if you watch this poster here, if you watch these images here, you will get a lot of clues how you maybe benefited learning English online, what is not possible virtual or in physical classes. Okay, here you see sticker or image, the benefits of learning languages, and here is some images you see, and here also. So if you uh, go deeper in these very images, then of course you will get some benefits. And usually I have given some what should I say, some clues here. That is, if you want to follow this technique of writing, I mean, use comparison and compare, then you can pick some linkers here in terms of comparison. You can pick, of course, clearly, evidently, surely, indeed, undoubtedly, decidedly, certainly, for this reason, besides, again, and so whatsoever. You can add more linkers here also. Okay, so I think that it will help you a lot if you can develop more 150 words compositions on benefits of learning English, or you can go to the Google search, and if you write the benefits of learning English online, you'll get a lot of resources there. You can pick the points from there, and you can develop your composition using the technique what I mentioned here. Okay. All right, time is getting up, I see. If you want to enjoy this video or enjoy this lecture once more, of course, you have to keep watching and get connected with the following address, that is www.skills.gov.bd. Okay. Uh, all right. Thank you so much. Our presentation is over. I have to get going, and thank you for staying with me last few minutes. And nice to meet you here, and hope to see you again. And I believe that you will be okay. until we uh, meet. Okay, meet again. Okay, thank you so much